In the beginning, there was a bag.
Jumping the hose of it!
The bag appeared, and Dumb Nate looked away for a split second. A short time to be sure, but all that's needed for a universe to materialize. With his first action as Lord of all future space and time, Dyson Wheeler took a shovel he'd just been using to dig his own grave and knocked Dumb Nate clean unconscious. Wheeler knocked Dumb Nate into next Tuesday, which is to say, out of next Tuesday, where he was scheduled to impregnate a young lady named Mary. But that'll never happen now. You see, while Wheeler's hit was merely your run-of-the-mill shovel-to-skull overhead strike, the spade's impact caused a small clot on the top of Dumb Nate's brain to shift a bit, and finally do its deed. Dumb Nate's last breath tickled Wheeler's heel and he died face down in the dirt, knocked out of next Tuesday and every other Tuesday till the end of time. He and his unborn lineage, no more. Like pulling the plug on a line of Christmas lights comprised of admittedly dim bulbs. The young lady Mary, meanwhile, freed of a future raising Dumb Nate's dumb baby, left her current vocation, moved west, found a man her equal footing, and produced a long line of smart and inventive humans, still improving our lives to this day. The fly swatter, one of Mary's. The sneeze guard at buffets, one of Mary's. And most recently, that little extra tab on the top of mustard, conceived of by Nancy Funderburk of Guerin, Indiana, a great-great-great-granddaughter of young Mary. These three and many more, Mary's brilliant family line, flourishing in a future brought to you by a bag, a brain clot, and the man who swung a shovel and created our universe, Dyson Wheeler, the Lord of all future space and time. Now, it's important to note, Dumb Nate still did get Mary pregnant in some version of the future, just not the future that matters to us. The future that matters to us was just getting started. Some would later argue exactly when this new future, this new time stream, began. Did it begin with the bag, or the shovel to Dumb Nate's skull? Or maybe it was Wheeler's decision to ignore the dying man to his right in order to further examine the mysterious delivery. Many'd argue the universe was still in a Schrodinger's cat-type scenario through all this, still hanging in the balance. I'd proffer that the moments preceding the bag's arrival were truly what primed Wheeler for everything to follow, what so efficiently and brutally shattered his universe and allowed him to be the progenitor of a new one. Her name was Rachel. It was a ceremony in secret, then off to make a new life together. Find a piece of land they could call their own.
To be my wife.
And leave behind a town held firmly under thumb by the evil Frank Betty and his gang of petty villains.
I thought I told you, Wheeler!
A more wretched man never walked the earth, before or since. The hitch of it was, that evil SOB regarded Rachel with envious eyes.
This town is mine. And that means everything in this town is mine. Oh, you don't like me very very much, do you? Well, boys, I guess that means I gotta resign myself to losing her. What's that old saying, boys? If I can't have her...
A quick lesson in time travel. You are currently time traveling. We all are, at a rate of 1 second per second. Ahead of you, the future, wriggling and dancing for position like the arms of an over-caffeinated squid. Behind you, the past, solid and unchangeable, like a slipstream made of stone. And this is where we spend our whole darn lives, moving ever forward, stuck between the squid and the stone. And this is where we now find Wheeler, moving toward a million wriggling futures, carrying a past he can never change.
Gonna need it deep there, Wheeler. A honeymoon suite for the lovebirds. Gonna talk preacher there with you too, so you can be blessed for all times.
The preacher Lightfoot was a man of high esteem to those who knew him.
Please, sir, I beg you. I am a man of God.
He'll be pleased to see you too, I'm sure.
A man of character who did right for those he cared for. This made him a pain-in-the-neck problem for one Frank Betty. Lightfoot was the town's preacher and its last living voice of moral objection. Two titles he feared he'd soon lose.
All right, step up. Come on, man, the guy, step up. Or should I just put a bullet in your belly right now? Come on!
And while Betty hung back and had himself a post-kill sarsaparilla, he dispatched two men to finish the job. Dumb Nate, who carried with him a still yet-to-be-burst blood clot, and Dumb Nate's counterpart of average intelligence, Nate, who carried out the will of Betty with cruel pleasure.
Won't you pray your way out of this, priest? She really was beautiful. Damn shame. I'm gonna take a shit. Watch him, dumb me.
In this moment, Wheeler couldn't see much use in carrying on with the underwhelming task of digging his own grave, or anything else that didn't involve him killing the two Nates.
What?
He figured better to go down swinging than to go down swinging.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Hey, you quit it over there! You quit it!
Strange it was that as Wheeler prepared for his end, our universe would find its beginning.
My wife needs a proper burial from the man over yonder.
You ain't gonna fool me again, Wheeler.
I'm giving my wife a proper birth.
I'll do it. Don't think I won't.
Go ahead, then.
Get your clothes.
Go ahead, then. Do it. Do it.
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Hi, and welcome back. I'm Danny Dar. For part 2, we move to another key element of your workplace experience, handling highly classified weapons technology. Now, when you come into work each day, you're guarding a facility full of secrets. The collapse of society is the thing we get at, and we don't want to.
Hey, please. Hey, come on. Hey, man. Hey, please, hey, stay with me now.
Your job here is simple. Protect this facility's secrets, no matter the cost. Remember,
Come on now. Stay with me, please.
that kind of
Stay with me.
requires revolutionary tech. Introducing Banshee, the exclusive protection aid of Groom Lake.
Come on. Hey, here we go. Hey. Hey now. But.
The magic of Banshee proprietary
I got you.
wave ammunition system. When activated, Banshee weaponizes the surrounding atmosphere, converting natural elements into bolts of pure, lethal energy in an instant, harnessing the very essence of our universe to not only defend against threats, but actively remove them from existence. Don't worry, assembly of the Banshee is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You'll be hands-on and blasting in no time at all. But a friendly word of warning, she packs a wallop.
Hey!
You see,
Let's
with
go
Banshee,
ahead.
there is no containing a target.
Hey!
With Banshee, there is only complete and utter obliteration.
What the hell is going on around here?
You have the future in your hands. Good luck with weapons training today. I'll see you for part 3.
Dear Lord.
Until then, take care of yourself. Danny out.
Wheeler had come to a crossroad, which is to say the crossroad had come to him. The path he chose, the path we follow, was not just for himself, but for a whole universe still being written.
Mr. Lightfoot, can you help?
Of course, even in that present moment, Wheeler felt the absence of all the futures that could no longer be. And indeed, as he looked upon his Rachel, his heart swelling with love and rage and grief, Wheeler saw but one path before him. So Wheeler took his grief-stricken heart and the newly apparated killing machine back to town and put them both to work on Frank Betty and his boys. Wheeler snuffed out a dozen lineages. family trees dotted with future senators, car salesmen, and a list of miscreants and reprobates too long to count. Generations lost in a shockwave storm, chosen for extinction from the future that matters to us by its creator, Lord Wheeler himself. And of course, he saved the worst for last. Now, it should be admitted that Frank Betty was not without his better qualities. A certain charm, a confident approach to leadership, and a wonderful taste in art that was rarely utilized. The only issue being that Frank Betty was also an evil, murderous scumbag. There are in fact millions of futures brimming with his progeny, making great use of their inherited talents without also being evil, murderous scumbags. Unfortunately for the whole Betty line, in the future that matters to us, old Frank gets his keister vaporized by a sonic gun from the future. Oh well. Now, as is customary with most human beings, Wheeler didn't give much thought to the insanity of his situation, or the role he played in the future that matters to us. In that future, Wheeler would take up his shovel and bury his beloved Rachel, not in the hole he'd been forced to dig, but a place of his own choosing. In that future, Wheeler would live the rest of his life with Rachel's name printed upon his heart. Eventually, Wheeler would go the way of all things. His squid turned all to stone, and the future that matters to us would move on without him. And long after he was gone, more bags would continue to appear, piling up with no one there to find them. That is, until sometime after the Second World War, when the U.S. government would discover the bags and build a huge compound out there in the desert to keep it all a secret. And there they would study and catalog those bags, finding inside trinkets and gizmos never before seen by the eyes of man. Evidence of great mysteries that by our current understanding of the universe shouldn't exist. Questions for which we had no answers. And somewhere in there, a junior scientist by the name of Barbara Darr, known to her friends as Babs, would find a couple pieces of wood with a name etched upon them.
Rachel.
And Babs would be so inspired by her discovery, the relic of a woman so clearly loved in life and missed in death, that something in Babs's brain would shift a bit and spark the beginnings of an idea, a wild notion about the bags and our very existence.
Holy Toledo.
But it wasn't just inspiration that would lead Babs to conjure such an epiphany. For Babs carried within her a genetic predisposition for inventiveness, one shared by so many in her family, one bestowed upon them all by their foremother, young Mary. And using her Mary-given talents, Babs would redefine reality as we know it. Babs would send the duffel bags back, allowing Wheeler to escape his fate and knock dumb Nate out of next Tuesday, freeing Mary to create a long line of smart and inventive people, of which Babs was a member. The whole dang story, a time loop with no beginning or end, a paradox of our own creation, built upon a foundation of duffel bags. Some years later, when the U.S. government built a town near the secret compound for all its workers, Babs, now lead researcher, would have the perfect name for it. And the people of that town were just like any others, living happy lives and sad lives in even statistical distribution, stuck between their own respective squids and stones, passing through history, making history, becoming history. And at the end of every day, they were greeted by a sign that stood just a few feet and a century's worth of time from where its namesake was buried and laid to rest.
Taken too soon. We ask respite for a good woman's soul. Lord, pray you carry her home. Amen.
Of course, none of it mattered to Wheeler at that precise moment. Bags from the future, splitting time streams, high-tech gizmos and weaponry, he had no time for any of it. Truth be told, the rest of the universe could burn up in flames of hellfire for all he cared. The whole darn past and every possible future, because the only bit of it he cared for was gone. He simply said goodbye to the woman he'd loved and lost, had a bite and a bit too much to drink with his friend, the preacher Lightfoot, and found himself watching the episode of Friends in which Phoebe calls Ross and Rachel lobsters, drifting in a fascinated stupor, full of confusion and bewilderment, before calling it a night. Whatever was next could wait till morning.
Okay, well, how do you know that? Because she's your lobster.
Down in a hole in the old Wild West, an apparating bag sent a man on a quest. Swing of the shovel, then he was free to make the world for you and me. He's Dyson Wheeler, Lord of all future, space and time. Marked down Betty for revenge as Rachel met her end. He struck down Betty with a sonic blast. He made Betty's future a thing of the past. Dyson Wheeler, Lord of all future, space and time. He's Dyson Wheeler, Lord of all future, space and time.
Oh, you're still here. Well, I appreciate you sticking around, but to tell the truth, there ain't too much more to say. This particular yarn is pretty much unspooled. But rest assured, I'll always be here to tell the tales that are worth telling, and, you know, the stories that aren't worth telling. There's just no telling. Anyway, life's a dream. Till next time.
That is a huge lens.